Okay, this is Yucca. This is what I call the tree of life for Texas. Just like on an island, a palm tree is considered the tree of life because it supplies a lot of materials for survival. So does Yucca. It's one of the best fire making materials we have in Texas. But let's cover some of the ways we can use it. So we've got dry leaves here, and even when it's raining, you can get in here inside and still collect dry material for a tinder bundle, for a fire roll. You can make a fire roll without the powder just by processing these leaves down, rolling them a couple of times. I have a video on that, but it is more difficult than your standard fire roll, so you'd want to master the fire roll. But this makes really good strong cordage. You can also make cordage out of the green leaves, and I find that the dry material is much better than the green leaves themselves, but you can make fish traps. The one advantage of using the green leaves is they do tend to cinch down once they dry, but I find this is just a better material for making cordage, the dry material. Then when the new stalk grows, and I'll find you a video of what the new growth looks like, it comes right up the center, just like this one did before it dried out. If you catch it early enough in the spring, you can pickle those, and I use a dill pickle recipe to take the bitterness away. Yes, you could eat it fresh, but it's better pickled. And it tastes pretty good once you pickle it. And then you'll also get flowers. The flowers can be eaten. They do have saponins in them, so you've got to be careful, or soponins, however you want to pronounce it. You don't want to eat too many. Some people get a stomach upset from it. And you can also eat the pods. Now these pods are dried and gone, but when they're green and fresh, right after they form from the flowers, they can be roasted and eaten. Be careful because they have a hard seed in the middle, but you want to get them before they become too fibrous. This stalk is way past being edible. So now we're going to talk about making fire. So this one is right at the length I would want for a hand drill. Gas pedal hand drill, standard hand drill. It's pretty straight. It's actually pretty close to the diameter, so I shoot for a pinky finger size when I select the Yucca stalk I want to use for a hand drill. But I could also use this one for a bow drill. It's just at the minimum size for that as well. So either or. I like to break these off. If I have a knife, a lot of times I'll cut it off, especially if I have a saw. But you'll notice here, this one is really dense. So you want to catch them a year after they form. So that year gives it time to dry out. But if you wait too long, they'll become real pithy. And those are the ones that you want to, I mean, you can still use them, but they're not as useful as these that are really dense. And I'll show you why. When I get to another video, I'll make how to make your spindle from this. So this is what we're shooting for. Not only can we use the shavings in our tinder bundle as a coal extender, but we definitely could use the lower end of this for a bow drill and the upper length for a hand drill. So this was ideal. It's exactly what I was looking for. And then these other pieces I can use, especially the small twigs, to make the fire. So those would be, once I get the tinder bundle lit and going, these would be the small twigs I would use to keep the fire going, to get the larger ones lit as well. One other thing is the root itself. Native Americans used to take it, bust it up, put it in small streams and ponds, especially areas that are not flowing. And the saponins will bind to the fish's gill slits and suffocate them. So, like I said, tree of life here. I mean, we can use this for a lot of resources. So this is what we're shooting for in Texas. So yes, we have agave. It tends to be really pithy when we're talking about fire making. Yes, you can use the outer portions of a yucca stalk. I mean, not a yucca stalk, but an agave stalk. Another good one is Solto. That's really good. for making fire, and I'll show you that one in another video.